Have you ever wondered about the things women look for in a man and desire to actually for him? Maybe there's a girl you want to impress, but you just can't seem to catch her attention. You've tried everything in the book, and nothing to be working. If you're still not getting the girl you want, you're bound to wonder what you're doing wrong and what other lucky men are doing right. Just like there are a few things about a girl that attracts you, girls too have their own wish list in a guy they meet. So what do women look for in a man? One thing's for sure, it's more than your looks and physical appearance. You may have a dashing smile and gorgeous eyes, but that won't suffice if she's looking for a long-term partner. Men have their own sexual preferences in women. Likewise, women too have their own preferences when it comes to appearances. But for everything else, there are just a few things that separate a great guy from the mere mortals. Understand these traits, and you can become a much better man and catch the eye of a girl you desire. And honestly, you'll notice the difference as soon as you use these tips on what women look for in a man. We are talking about 20 things women find irresistible in men. 1. Good grooming. Dress well and look good no matter where you are. You never know when you'd bump into the woman of your dreams. There's just something to be said about a man who knows how to look good for himself and others. If he's presentable, then it also reflects his ability to look after himself. Grooming is attractive, am I right, ladies? It doesn't mean he should have a complete skincare routine or that he should take an hour to bathe. But he should know how to look his best and look after himself. 2. Be assertive in your behavior. Women love a man who's not fickle-minded. As hard as this may seem, be the man who can put someone else in place when they overstep the line or misbehave with you. Indecisiveness and being a pushover isn't attractive, so if you're asking what are things women look for in a man, it's the ability to make decisions and stick to them. It's your ability to be assertive when it matters. 3. Charming personality. A charming personality is everything, but yet it's not something most men have. In fact, meeting a guy who knows to charm a girl is a hard task for any woman. There's a notion that in order to charm a girl, you need to be arrogant, which is the opposite of what's true. Improve your body language around women and learn your manners around them. That's how you can master the art of being charming. 4. A good physique. Your physical attributes aren't everything, but it certainly helps if you're wondering what do women look for in a man. Go build those biceps and those deltoids in your shoulders. When your shoulders look strong and powerful, any girl would find it hard not to sneak a glance at you. And of course, when you work out, you look healthier and radiant, and clothes look oh so sexy on you too. Not to mention, exercise also benefits your mental health, which affects your confidence and self-esteem. What's sexier than a confident man? 5. Have a good sense of humor. It takes less than a minute for a girl to know if a guy has a good sense of humor while having a conversation with him. And that's all you need to impress a girl. The minute you make a girl laugh, you have her hooked and can possibly make her fall in love with you. So don't be afraid to use your humor on that girl you like. For all you know, your humor is your best chance of getting her to notice you. Have a light-hearted and fun approach towards life and try to look at the bright side all the time. You'll draw women to you like moths to a flame. 6. A man who's not a pushover. A guy who's a pushover is one of the worst kinds of men in the hierarchy of dating. A pushover is a guy who prefers to accept defeat just to avoid conflict with someone who's dominating him. If you're wondering what do women look for in a man, It's the ability to stand their ground and fight for their beliefs and values. Of all the things you shouldn't compromise, your values, beliefs, and opinions go high on that list. Have a spine and principles in life. If you feel you're being wronged, learn to voice your opinion instead of being implosive. 7. A good job and a nice salary. Well, now we're getting shallow. But it's better to face the truth than pretend like money doesn't matter. Of course, it does. Money certainly isn't everything, but it plays a significant part in a relationship and your lifestyle as well. Especially when a woman dates for the intention of long-term relationships and eventually marriage, then this is an essential factor. Also, it shows that a guy knows what he wants and has goals and ambitions in life. 8. A man who's respected by others. Women like to be respected by the man they like, but they also like being with a guy who's respected by others. If others highly respect you, then that's for a reason, and it's a very admirable trait on a man. If you're wondering what are things women look for in a man, respect is an essential trait. It all comes down to this: if you genuinely respect yourself and have self-respect, would you ever allow someone to throw you around for no fault of yours? 9. A confident man. Confidence is a great trait to have for any man. It's an inner strength that's seen and envied by anyone you meet. Confidence is the most attractive trait of anyone, whether man or woman. Not to be confused with arrogance, of course, as we're talking about the real kind of confidence here. If a man believes in his abilities and capabilities, then that's sexy and attractive. It means he doesn't need external validation to prove who he is and what he can do. 10. A man who looks good. Look your dress well and maintain a good posture. A straight back with an air of confidence can definitely impress the girl you like. If you're asking what are the things women look for in a man, it's not so much as having the perfect attire, but looking good as a whole. Some men don't have the best fashion sense but manage to pull off looking good all because of their ability to display a confident and presentable front. 11. A good conversationalist. Just like a good sense of humor, knowing how to speak to a woman is a trait that all women look for in a man. It's an attractive trait when a man knows how to talk to you, or anyone, for that matter. When you know how to maintain a conversation, and a good one for that matter, this is an attractive trait for the ladies. Nobody wants a bore to talk to, after all. If you know how to really converse, then you're fun to talk to. 12. Respectful behavior. Be respectful towards others when they deserve your respect. All good-natured women like a well-mannered and kind man who doesn't treat others badly just because he can. If a man can show respect for others, then he's deserving of receiving the same amount of respect. This means you don't just respect her because you're trying to impress her, but you respect everyone to cross paths with. 13. An alpha male. You may have noticed this already, but there are always just one or two guys in a big group of guys who date the sexiest women while other guys sit wide-eyed and hear their success stories in awe. They're the alpha male. Be that guy. Don't just sit by the sidelines and wait for women to approach you. Take action and unleash your masculine energy. That is if you want to earn the respect of other men and the glances of women. 14. Make her feel comfortable around you. Women like a man who makes them feel at ease within the first few minutes of a conversation. Be the guy who can take away the air of nervousness in a first conversation while talking to a woman, and she'll like you for it. There's such a thing as vibe check that almost all women do when talking to a guy. If you manage to make her feel comfortable in the conversation, then you pass that test. 15. A compatible personality. Here's a downer that you have to accept when it comes to understanding what women look for in a man. You may be a great guy, but at times both of you may just be way too incompatible for each other. She may need a specific type of guy who complements her personality, and if that's the case, really, it's not your fault here. People have different personalities, and you need to accept that sometimes your personality just doesn't mesh with hers. That's fine, you'll eventually find someone compatible with you. 16. Having integrity. Integrity is one of the most respectable things a man can have, as it shows that he won't just change his opinions or beliefs because someone believes in the opposite. Even if the majority is against him, he knows what he'll stand for, and that's a desirable trait. It means that he's not fickle-minded even when people don't understand his significant opinions and beliefs. 17. Vulnerability. It doesn't come as a surprise that vulnerability is one of the traits women look for in a man. This is often because when he's vulnerable, he can meet you emotionally and mentally. In conflict, a man open to vulnerability won't just close himself off from you or be passive-aggressive, but he'll talk about the things that matter. 18. Someone who can be her partner. When a woman falls in love, she wants someone to be her partner and friend, not just her soulmate. She wants someone she can also treat as her best friend, more than anything. It's not attractive for her to see a power struggle in the relationship. What one lacks, the other makes up for. That's what a partnership is all about. 19. Intellect. There's nothing sexier than a man who displays intellect and wisdom. If you're wondering what are the things women look for in a man, intellect is always a good trait that impresses women. In fact, it's one of the many overlooked things that keep any girl hooked to a guy. When you make your intellect known, she knows she can learn a thing or two from you. It also gives her the impression that you're not a superficial person. 20. Patience. There's a saying that says love is patient and kind. If you're wondering what do women look for in a man, it's the ability to be patient, even when things aren't going his way. The opposite of patience is temperamental, and that's never an attractive trait to see on anyone. No woman would want a man who throws punches or screams when he gets angry or has a bad day.